Welcome back to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today I finished building a JBI suspension, a Kawasaki KX450 Pro Fork DIY kit. This kit will be installed into a 2023 Kawasaki KX450 SR. This order came in a couple days ago. Here's what it looks like when it comes in. You see customer made note that they have a 2023 Kawasaki KX450 SR. Now, if you've watched our previous videos where we look at and go into the 2023 Kawasaki KX450 SR, we make note of the differences / changes that they did on the SR suspension versus the production suspension. For many riders, this is a welcome change as they were firmer settings than the production, or let's say non-SR models. But for many also, those settings may be too firm as they prefer a more plusher ride, which was on the non-SR models. Anyhow, the JBI suspension Kawasaki KX450 Pro Fork DIY kit improves both the production model and both the SR model. We're still changing out the same hardware, same pieces, and still building essentially the same settings that we would for somebody, regardless if it is the SR model or the production model. As you can see here, I already have our JBI suspension sub-valves already shimmed up. This is the custom shim setting that I built up for the customer based on the information that they provided. And then here are the leaf spring style mid valves that will be installed. Again, these were custom built as well. And then here are the rebound shims from top of the mid valve piston. What's not shown, I'm going to build next, are the volume spacers that go with this kit. And then all the items you see here, plus the volume spacers, are what is included inside of our JBI suspension Pro Fork DIY kit. There's a product page on our website for this that has a lot of detailed information about how the kit works, why it works, what parts we're using. There's lots of detailed text, images, and videos as well. We also hooked up this customer with some of our JBI titanium subframe bolts. What's nice about these is they're more low profile than the stockers. The head of the bolt is a little bit bigger, so the diameter. What that means is the bolt has more clamping area to clamp down on, so it won't come loose. And we also changed it to a Torx 45 on the inside. Reason being is the Allen number 6 often strips out or rounds out on the stock OEM subframe bolts, and that is just a pain in the butt. Also with their order, they asked for a bladder cap. This is our JBI bladder cap. It replaces the stock bladder cap that utilizes a rubber plug fill method that you have to pierce with a needle. Our bladder cap utilizes more nitrogen volume, and again, the main feature is it is a Schrader valve style, much easier to charge with nitrogen and also check the nitrogen charge. And then lastly on their order is our JBI suspension black bumper. This is pretty much the same PUR foam material as the stock Showa bumpers. Ours just have a minor additive of black rubber. That's what gives it this black appearance. It also seals our bumpers, so they are less susceptible to absorbing moisture. And it gives them a little bit better UV protection than just the PUR foam rubber themselves. So they last longer, look better, and they feel just as good as the OE bumpers. And above this, we have our newest JBI suspension, Kawasaki KX450 Showa R&D and test fork. This is one of the forks. The other one, we're still waiting on one more part to come in so I can finish it. But these forks will be our in-house JBI suspension, research and development, and testing forks to continue our testing and development of our Showa suspension for the Kawasaki 450 models. I have 3 other videos out so far that take you through the build process of these forks. And once these forks are done, we're going to start going out into the field, into the track, working with riders and getting their feedback and sharing it on YouTube. Again, all JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com. Each of these items have their own product page, at Ride JBI with lots of detailed information. Ride JBI has tested, tuned, and developed many suspension settings. We have settings for all the different types of off-road riding, motocross, supercross, arena cross, and freestyle motocross. If you'd like Ride JBI to do your suspension, please give us a call or send us an email. We can discuss the year, make, and model bike that you have, which options are available, and which setup would be most advantageous for you. All JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com. Let's take one last look at this fork. This thing came out awesome. We kept the top fork cap green. We anodized the cartridge tank black. That is this piece right here. The upper tubes, as you can see, are kind of a dark gold color. The lower tubes, we kept the stock DLC. And the lower lugs, we had Cerakoted green. I wanted to match the lugs to the fork caps. The cap's a little bit darker in color. The lugs are a little bit a lighter shade. So we kind of missed it a little bit. And then we did some gold bolts, our JBI titanium gold bolts in there to match the upper fork tube. But yeah, missed this shade of green a little bit. But don't worry, we're gonna get another set of Kawasaki forks and build up another set of test forks. And we'll do those a little bit different shade of green. And I think we'll get a much closer match. But the goal and what we're going to do is have at least 2 sets of everything. So that way we can have one set of suspension that we have our current best spec in, and then the other set of suspension is our development suspension.